All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 60 of the Yellow Card Podcast. Número 60. 60. 60. Oh, my goodness.
I can't count that high. Not in Spanish, for sure.
So episode 60 Yellow Card Podcast presented to you by the Couch Guy Sports Network. Fortunately, undergoing some minor maintenance details that we needed to take care of. But content will be back. It'll be back effective Monday. So don't panic, everybody. Couch Guy's here to stay, going nowhere. You just gotta watch out for the unfortunate things of these day and ages, Russian hackers, plagiarism, all sorts of things that, when you're successful, behind every successful person, there's a pack of haters. So, that's unfortunately what you have to deal with. And
having the haters come in. Sorry.
But again, just taking care of a few minor things, and we'll be back. But just like Couch Guy Sports, we'll be back on Monday. Yellow Card Podcast is back today. We took a little break last week, international break. There wasn't really much going on as well.
Sorry.
One of us was down for the count as well, and
me. It was me.
Again, it's just good to be back. Great to be back. Episode 60. First of all, thank you all for supporting the Yellow Card Podcast as far as you guys have supported. 60 episodes here wouldn't be 60 without your support. So thank you very much. But we got a lot to talk about because this week is back with a heavy punch delivered. First and foremost, the Yellow Card Podcast as well is sponsored by our friends over at Exogun. If you just watched the Premier League and you are feeling tense and you really just need to let loose and relax, head over to Exogun and use the code CGS10 for 10% off of your order. Get it taken care of. Get a deep tissue massage. Get all the percussion therapy taken care of just at the power of your hands. Head over to Exogun CGS10, 10% off. So as you guys may have mentioned, it might have heard me mention as well, the Premier League is back. And just a few minutes ago, the Manchester United versus Watford game ended, which is clearly the storyline of what's going to be going on through this weekend. Manchester United fall to Watford at Vicarage Road 4-1. Harry Maguire gets a red card, is expelled for the remainder of the game at about just shortly after the second half started. And trouble just smells even closer for Manchester United. Gonna start off with Chris from an outsider's point of view, just from a fan of the game point of view. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, we know we've seen the losses that United have taken so far. We've seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer kind of address a few things here, but not fully stamp the solution to this team. They continue to fall in careless ways. What else is there to say at this point about United and what they need to do?
Well, first and foremost, one thing we need to say is about the unprofessional manner of Harry Maguire today. After getting his second yellow card, gets sent off for a red, threw his armband on the floor. No captain on the field. Just a little disrespectful to the captain man, in my opinion. So that needs to get what's the word I'm looking for? Addressed soon. Yeah, Jesus Christ. But for the Olio has been a thing since as long as I can remember at the beginning of the season. This is going on months and months now. I don't know, man. It's just, to me, because you're in shambles. You need to do something. Quote here from David De Gea. It's easy to blame the manager or the staff, but sometimes it's the players. It was embarrassing to see Man United play like we did today. It's not acceptable in the way we're playing and doing things. So clearly the guys that are in the locker room know the struggle that they have right now. Bruno Fernandes is on his longest goal drought since joining Man United. They just keep getting saved by guys like Cristiano Ronaldo, Donny van de Beek when he gets blessed with touching the pitch like he did today in the second half. But Ole's just not helping himself, man. I mean, let's be honest. They brought in Donny van de Beek, which was much needed, and we always see how talented he is when he's on the pitch. But then you counter a good move with a bad by taking off Marcus Rashford for Anthony Martial. Now that is the classic Ole move right there. You make a good move substitution-wise, and then you counteract it with a bad substitution as well. So for me, it's just he needs to find balance in this team, and he can't find it if he keeps guys like Donny van de Beek out of the lineup consistently.
Yeah. I think you highlighted on two very important things. Number one is the disrespect towards the captain armband. You might have heard me say this before, and I'll repeat it once again. The Harry Maguire signing was just more of a rush signing than anything else. Not only is it a rush signing that doesn't really address the problem defensively, but you also have created a culture that's completely outside of what it's been before. You brought in a club legend like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to give that club, inspiration, that culture back, kind of feel like United is back in some sort of way. But then you give the captainship to somebody who doesn't even understand the culture of it, in Harry Maguire. Then you see acts like today where he's, taking the armband off and just tossing it to the floor. No apology is good enough for that move. At this point, it's more of like, evaluate yourself, take a look in the mirror, and ask yourself that if the man in the mirror is the same person looking at you back, because more than likely not. At this point, it is a catastrophe what the guy is doing career-wise at United, because then he goes out for the English national team, and all of a sudden he's a 360 different player overall. He's scoring goals, he's attacking, he's physical, he knows how to defend, he's good with the ball, he can pass, he doesn't do careless mistakes as he often does at Manchester United. But it's the second that he steps back into that United locker room that the guy forgets who he is. So is it a matter of personally being there, mentally being there at United, or is it just a message out loud of saying, we need help and we want this manager out? For me personally, I think it's a lack of personality from Harry Maguire, because the guy has often defended Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, has often been, acting like Solskjaer is the greatest thing that has happened to United. In a way, he has been, but not fully. Honestly, at this point, I think, I don't know how long Maguire has left in his contract. I think he's got like 2 more years or so, if I'm not mistaken. But after these 2 years go by, or even if United decides that it's time to just kind of move away some pieces, Harry Maguire has got to be in the top 5 of pieces that need to be moved. Secondary to that, I was actually impressed with De Gea for once. Saved 2 penalties. This loss could have been a lot worse than what it really was. But once again, the saves that he should have been making are the saves that he's not making. That Joao Pedro goal, the third goal that was scored in, that was on his post side. That was on his own side. Nothing else but just on his side. That is something that you have to have control of at all times as a goalie. If you are defending a goalpost and that it's on your strong side, how do you not clear the ball out? How do you just let it skim right by you like nothing ever happened? It's just more of like these tactical technique stuff that need to be sharpened up before he can be considered a top 10 goalkeeper. In my opinion, he's just not a top 10. He's maybe a top 20, but not a top 10 at all. There's plenty of great talent. Gianluigi Donnarumma, John Oblak, Manuel Neuer. The list can go on and on and on. In fact, I'll be almost willing to say that Keylor Navas is a much better goalie than what David De Gea could be right now. I'd almost be willing to say that. And third and lastly, for Ollie, at this point, a decision really needs to be made by the board. This guy was a club legend, and at his time, he had a very deep value for the club and just internationally thinking. At this point right now, in his managing career, by staying with this club, the longer he stays, he's going to depreciate his value. And other clubs, like, that could be top tier, might not look his way anymore. Now you sign to dig your grave into second tier, maybe third tier clubs like Southampton, maybe even Crystal Palace, who may still see a value in you. Other than that, it's gonna be more like lower league clubs that are gonna be like, yeah, he might be able to help us, like Swansea and maybe even Derby County. But other than that, at this point, save the guy's career, let him go. He's done his job. He came here as a caretaker and to manage a couple seasons. That was it. It was a somewhat of a long-term solution, but not its full long-term solution. At this point, you need to patch this injury that you guys have caused yourselves and then prepare for the long term. At this point, somebody who can come in, turn the season around, and just get in and get out, that should be the goal right now. Other than that, names like Ten Hag, Lucien Favre, and all these other guys, Ralph Rangnick, and all these guys, those are probably long-term solutions, but they can't come any sooner right now because this club needs to be cleaned out in and out as well. There are players that just simply don't belong in that locker room and simply dive down the motivation and personality of this club that it could have. Players that I've mentioned before, Fred should no longer be a part of this club. You're paying this guy a lot of money, a lot of wages for not a lot of great results. Harry Maguire should be out. Victor Lindelof completely out of form, should not be in the team anymore. There's a variety of others that really need to go. And at this point, I'm 99% sure at this point that we've hit rock bottom at this pace. It's not from a club from within the club essence. It's more of like motivation is down, personality is down, and overall morale is down. And the longer you keep Ollie in here, at this point, those words, whatever he says, it's just gonna turn real old for these players, and they need to look elsewhere. They just need to. So that's that on Manchester United. I could go on and on and on. Chris,
I know you can. So two things about the points that you made. Harry Maguire is under contract until June 30th, 2025.
Okay.
So that's one. Second thing. Do you know last time Dean Henderson played for Man United?
I think that was probably the last time we had a clean sheet. Actually, no. I mean, we've had earlier clean sheets, but this just has been wild. I think the last time that Dean Henderson played for us was during the Europa Cup, which then David De Gea ended up playing the final.
Nope. The last time that he played was against West Ham United in the League Cup on September 22nd.
Nah, man.
David De Gea has played in every single game since then. That's called bad managing right there.
It is. And this was going to be a problem that I said last season as well. You have two starting goalkeepers at your disposal, and you continue to make the wrong call by the guy that's just not informed. He made mistakes with the Spanish national team as well. This guy's just simply not informed at all. You got to look elsewhere. Dean Henderson is a perfectly good talent there to be in the back of your net and giving you reassurance. I don't get why take him out of a club that was actually utilizing him and actually making good use of him, giving him great value, to just now be a carrot on the bench, just freezing out. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Look at Eric Bailly, for example. Last time that guy has played, he was an absolute monster on defense. The only reason we won against Atalanta, aside of Ronaldo's, last-minute theatrics that he knows how to do, it's because of Eric Bailly. His defending kept us under 2 goals. Otherwise, that Atalanta was ready to smash us at least 5-0. There was no way that it was going to be less than that. It's just, it's absolutely ridiculous. Just bad.
Let's move on, because this episode can turn into us talking about 4 things. Diego talking about Manchester United struggles for an hour and a half.
At this point, like, even if you told me that Sir Alisson is back, I'd be like, no, that's not the solution. Stop it. Just stop it. All right. But anyways, I got a solution because I'm feeling a little out of energy at this point because of that United loss. Like, I feel like I just got punched in the face repeated times, and I'm just feeling like Rocky Balboa on the ring and just really need some energy. So, without further ado, this podcast is also sponsored to you by our good friends over at Shocked Energy. If you ever feel out of focus, low on energy, or just need a little pick me up, Shocked Energy is your to-go-to. Try the green apple flavor, watermelon flavor box, and use the code CGSN for 10% off of your order today. If you are in Europe, Asia, wherever you may be, doesn't matter where you are, they ship worldwide. That's right, worldwide. Try their sample kits, which are available right now, and even take a look at their merchandise. Their merchandise is absolute fire. Use the code CGSN for Couch Guy Sports Network and get 10% off of your order. Let's give this episode a little bit of energy. We got Champions League back in full gear again. Good until probably February or so, if I'm not mistaken. That's when the next international break will be. So, as tradition has it here at the Yellow Card Podcast, we have a record that we it's been close amongst all 3 of us here. Of course, Andrew's not here today. Some minor things came up and he's got to address those. But Chris, why don't you run us down over the record, how we did last time, and let's get some predictions rolling.
Okay, so the record from last time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Diego went 11-5. I went 10-6. I am, I think, I'm 1 game ahead of you on the full record. I don't have the numbers in front of me because I was in quarantine and everything's just been a whole thing.
Yeah. No
worries. So Diego and I combined 21-11, 11-10, 5-6. All right, so that works. All right, so let's dive in, shall we?
Let's dive in.
First game, we got Bayern Munich on the road at
Dynamo Kiev.
Is it Dynamo Kiev? I want to make sure.
Yes, sir.
I want to make sure I'm saying it right. UEFA Champions League.
Which, just real
Dynamo
quick.
Kiev. Yep.
Just real quick. Shout out to another person of our big gigantic Couch Guy Sports Network, Alison Berg, currently in Germany. I am so jealous of her. I've been dreaming about going to the Alliance Arena, and this girl has the opportunity to do so. So shout out to her real quick, but let's get started.
Yeah, so Dynamo Kiev and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich coming off a loss in the Bundesliga that nobody saw coming. They lost on the road at FC Augsburg 2-1.
Yeah.
This past week. So do you think they come in full force for Dynamo? Because I do. I have Bayern winning 3-0 in this one.
Well, I mean, they also come out from previously having won against Benfica 5-2 in the Champions League. So while that minor speed bump was on the road, I think they overcome it. This team has not shown any signs of slowing down at all, and I don't think they're planning to. I actually think more of a 4-0 scoreline for this match.
Okay. Next one, we have the rematch. Villarreal, Manchester United, this time at Villarreal.
Yes.
I have this one being a 1-1 draw.
I gotta be honest with you. I think the last draw for us was Atalanta 2-2, and they haven't beat them 3-2. I'm not overly confident as to the level that this team is at right now. Everybody's just completely out of it. I don't know how fast they can turn it around too, considering that the game is on Tuesday. I'm actually gonna say Villarreal 2-0.
Okay. Next one, Barcelona hosting Benfica. This is a big one for both sides because of the fact of if Barcelona wins here, they qualify for the next match day. Benfica wins or Benfica draws, they're still in play with Barcelona's last match going up against Bayern Munich. So this is a big one for Benfica here. They need to come out. They need to win this game. I like them in this matchup. They've already beaten them. Don't forget, even though Barcelona's looked good since the letting go of Ronald Koeman and Xavi coming in, I like Benfica to win this one 2-1.
I actually think otherwise. I think Barcelona wins it. The immediate signing of Xavi becoming their new coach seems to have picked them up a bit. They struggled against Dynamo Kiev because they were managed by the interim manager at the time, who was just basically patching things along the road just to transition things quicker, just to cover a role, really. I think this would be a first major victory for Xavi, and I think this game ends 2-1 Barcelona.
All right, next one, Chelsea and Juventus. Juventus already moving on. Chelsea with a draw. Right, Chelsea with a draw moves on.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to end in a 1-1 draw. I don't think Juventus is going to put their A team out, but I don't think they're going to put their B team out. I think they're going to put it right in the middle, and I think the draw in this one is going to happen. I think 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, neither team has anything to lose here, frankly. Last time that these two met, Juventus did beat Chelsea 1-0. Chelsea's still without the likes of Lukaku, I believe. So that's a problem for them. I thought Lukaku was still injured.
Let me double check.
However, even if they have him, they got nothing to lose. There's really not a lot of damage to be done here, unless Chelsea wants to be, highly overachieving and just won the 3 points to get that first, position of the group. Other than that, I agree with you. I see a 1-1 draw here.
All right, next one we have Lille taking on, I believe they're playing Salzburg. Yep, RB Salzburg. Mm-hmm. This is a big one, both sides. Lille is currently sitting second, Salzburg in first, so this is a big one for both sides. If either one wins, if Salzburg wins, they basically clinch their spot in the next round. Lille needs a win here to hold off Wolfsburg, who's taking on Sevilla. I have Lille winning 2-1.
I agree with that. I like Lille a lot in this one. They were able to take care of business against Sevilla, and since then they haven't really given any signs of slowing down, even in their current league. I actually like Lille here 1-0.
Okay. Next one we have Malmo hosting Zenit.
Mm-hmm.
I like Zenit 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, Malmo at this point right now doesn't really have much to work with, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking at their group right now. They're basically done here. Zenit here could just win it 2-0.
Next one, Sevilla and Wolfsburg. This is a big one. Mm-hmm. Sevilla trying to stay alive. I like Sevilla in this one. I think they win 2-0 in this one.
Yeah, I mean that Group G in itself is extremely close. It's about a 2 to 4 point difference between first and fourth place. I think with Lyle taking care of business, Sevilla could clinch here with a victory as well. And with that said, I'm gonna go with Sevilla. I think they're one of those gritty teams that don't give up until the last second. So Sevilla 3-1 actually.
All right. Next one I have is Young Boys and Atalanta. Young Boys, both sides are trying to stay afloat. Atalanta desperately needs a win here, and Young Boys kind of need a point to at least stay within the running. So I think both sides draw. I think 1-1 final.
I don't know. I kind of disagree here because Atalanta will be very pending of whatever happens between Manchester United and Villarreal. With things the way that they have looked for Manchester United as of recent, if they fall, Atalanta will do whatever it takes to win. So I actually see Atalanta being a major problem for United here as well. And I think Atalanta could win it. Atalanta 2-0 against Young Boys.
All right, so that's the Tuesday slate. Moving to the Wednesday. Besiktas versus Ajax. Keep it short and sweet. Ajax has been rolling. I think they win this group outright, especially with Dortmund having no Erling Haaland. I mean, Ajax has already clinched. I forgot they're already 4-0 in it. So I like Ajax to move on here. Would have win 3-0.
Damn it. I too had Ajax in Besiktas 3-0. I'm actually gonna go 4-0. They've just been a scoring machine as of late. There's really nothing stopping these guys at all. So I'm gonna go 4-0.
Next one we got Inter Milan and Shakhtar Donetsk. I have Inter winning 2-0. I hate it because I want Sheriff to move on. I just don't see it happening, especially with the fact that they have to play Real Madrid this week.
I actually have an interesting take there, though, because actually, no, I don't. Never mind. I looked at goal differential, and there's no way that this can happen. However, I think Inter will actually tie in Shakhtar Donetsk because Shakhtar has nothing to lose here. They're already out. And so they will do whatever damage they need to do to cause the damage. I think a 1-1 tie here happens between Inter and Shakhtar.
I don't hate that. Next one, we have Atletico Madrid and AC Milan. AC Milan looks like they're already on the outskirts. I mean, 1-3, they have 1 point in 4 matches. Then you got Atletico Madrid, who definitely need to win here. I like Atletico to win 2-1.
I think with Atletico, with their backs against the wall here, having the need to win, it's a little bit of a risky play having them win here because every time that they're up against the wall, they get very emotional and a lot of mistakes happen along the lines. I'm gonna go with a 2-0 victory for Atletico, but I'm worried that I could be wrong on that one.
All right. Next one, Club Brugge and RB Leipzig. Looks like City and PSG have it on lock. I like Leipzig to cause some controversy here, and I like them to win 3-1 against Club Brugge.
Wow. Okay. I don't hate it. I mean, I don't know that there's much that Club Brugge can do right now. They would potentially just go over to the Europa League. So I think at this point they're trying to secure that ticket. I think a tie here is most fitting. I'm gonna go with a 2-2 tie.
Okay. Next one, Liverpool and FC Porto.
Liverpool is pretty much done and taken care of. They're 4-0.
Liverpool's moving on, right?
Yeah, Liverpool's already moved on. They don't really need to do much here. unless they just want to be overconfident and arrogant about it, and deliver a demolition on Porto, which they really don't need to. Porto here does need a little bit of a lift me up, considering that they tied on their last game. So I'm gonna go actually with another tying score here of 2-2. Neither team really needs to do either damage, and thereby just have fun while at it.
I mean, don't forget the last time these two teams played, it was a 5-1 slaughter at Porto. I think Porto's going to come with a little energy than Liverpool, but I think at the end of it, Liverpool gets the job done. I think they win 2-1.
Okay.
Next, probably the clash of the week, Man City PSG. I love PSG in this spot. I mean, they beat them earlier in the year 2-0. I think City plays them a little bit closer at Etihad, but I think PSG wins 2-1.
Okay. Yeah, with it being at Etihad, I think it's definitely a challenging contest there for PSG coming to an arena that's always been tough to play against. I'm gonna go with Manchester City winning here. 2-0 actually.
Okay. Next, Real Madrid, Sheriff and Real Madrid. I got Madrid winning 3-1.
So, remember how I said Inter would tie against Shakhtar? I actually see a surprise happening here, and I see Sheriff being the pest of the group. I see Sheriff actually potentially pulling the win against Real Madrid and bumping Inter Milan to the Europa League. Which if that happens, I will. I don't know what I would do, to be honest with you.
Well, there's still one more match left after this one. So what's the final you got in Sheriff and Real Madrid?
2-0.
Oh, cheers. Next one, Sporting CP hopes in Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund doesn't have Erling Haaland. That's a big loss for them. I don't think they can overcome it. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Dortmund barely squeezed out a victory at home. They're playing at Lisbon. I think Sporting CP wins 2-1.
I like Sporting in this as well. The goal differential is really not at all there. It's more of the way that they're stacked up in this group, because realistically, Sporting should be in the second place, not Dortmund. Dortmund's at -4 goal differential, if anything. I agree. Dortmund will, Sporting will take care of things with Erling Haaland being out, and with them having the possibility to advance in this Champions League. Sporting is going to come in rapid fire, so I actually see a 3-1 victory from Sporting.
The only reason Dortmund's up on them right now is because they're beating them head-to-head.
Oh, that makes sense. Yep, that makes sense.
All right, that'll do Champions League.
All right. So with Champions League, one of the teams in the Champions League, unfortunately, has a devastating announcement that we didn't see coming at all. This announcement broke out in about an hour or so from the recording of this podcast, where we're about 10 minutes away from 1 p.m. here in Boston. The announcement happens to be Sergio Aguero officially announcing his retirement from football. Unfortunately, if you all remember, Sergio was taken out of a most recent game with some what appeared to be just some chest pains, but it appears that the condition is a little bit deeper than just chest pains. Having some major heart issues developing. Sergio Aguero has no other choice but to be forced to announce his retirement. It's truly a sad story, considering the amazing talent, the legend that he's been for the past however long. But that is the announcement that we have as of this moment. About an hour ago, this was announced. Chris, any additional thoughts on this matter?
I mean, it stinks that, we won't get to see him hoist a Champions League trophy in his illustrious career. but he's been wildly successful. I hate to see him go, especially at a young age, but glad to see that he is taking his health very seriously and moving forward. Can't wait to see what he has in store. Hopefully one day we see him managing a team on the pitch.
I would love to see him managing the team. I think he's got the character. He's got the drive. He's definitely an inspiration enough to manage a team. So our sincerest thoughts and love go out to Sergio Aguero at this time. Moving on, bringing it a little bit more local and bringing it closer to home to wrap things up here on episode 60. The New England Revolution playoffs start this Tuesday, November.
No, it starts today.
Thursday night. Wait, what?
The MLS playoffs start today.
The MLS, yeah.
The Revolution don't play until Tuesday, November 30th.
That's right. Yep.
We'll be in attendance, by the way.
Well, yeah, we'll be in attendance in full gear, in full force over there.
I don't even know where we're sitting. Diego bought the tickets.
Well, we're actually sitting very close to our awesome fellas over at the Rebellion and the Fort. So we're gonna be close by to you guys.
Heck yeah.
Just not within the section as we wished. Fortunately, the section is already sold out far in advance.
Not surprised.
The game will be so it's still yet to be determined who the Revolution will be playing. Either, I think it's either New York or Atlanta at this point.
New York City FC or Atlanta, yep.
So let's dive into what we think here for the Revolution playoffs. Chris, I'll start off with you. Who do you see potentially playing the Revolution in the first round of playoffs for them?
The first round of playoffs, I see them. I think we're gonna end up with New York City FC. They're a better team at home. Atlanta has struggled, especially on the road this year. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Atlanta's road record is 4-6-7, and the NYCFC squad is 10-3-4 at home. So they're very good at home. I think they get the job done on. I believe they play tomorrow, so Sunday the 22nd at 3. So if you're a Revolution fan, do yourself a favor. Make sure you're checking this game out 3:00 Eastern Standard Time on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that first and foremost for New England, they get to clinch the first round bye, which is very important. These guys have been playing a very physical, highly demanding season all along. You got great players like Adam Buxa, Gustavo Bo, Tajan Buchanan, Carlos Gill, Andrew Farrell, who's been just absolutely outstanding in defense, Brandon Bai, Dejon Jones,
and Buchanan before he goes away.
I mentioned it. Wilfred Captain. You got a lot of these people here that truly really need of this break here to also kind of realign some strategies along the way as they watch the playoffs happen. First and foremost, I shout out to Carlos Gill, Bruce Arena for their awards that they rightfully deserved and got just as a reason. Personally, I actually like Atlanta to be playing against New England Revolution. And the reason I say that is because after Atlanta, depending on who advances between Philadelphia and Philadelphia, we got Nashville.
Red Bulls.
The
Philadelphia,
Red Bulls.
So it's Philadelphia Red Bulls, and then it's Nashville and Orlando on the other side.
Yeah. So I personally think that a match against Atlanta prepares them enough to challenge the remainder of this bracket, so that when they go off in the final, if they can get to the final and they approach the final, I think if they can face somebody like the Seattle Sounders, who will more than likely challenge them as well. They're already prepared for that. They're already prepared to be challenged against an attack that will be fast and looking to do damage on the wings. And it'll be a statement that will set Revolution for success. So I would love them to play Atlanta. If they play New York, it is what it is. I like playing against New York as well. New England has been very good at managing New York as well. So either team will be fine. For me personally, my choice is Atlanta. I don't know if Jones, if you recently have done your bracket for the MLS. There was a bracket going on through Twitter, and I don't know if you ever saw it. But me personally, I got New England taking it all. I don't know about you.
I'm gonna try the reverse jinx route, and I'm gonna say that the Seattle Sounders win over the Revolution. We'll do reverse jinx.
So
yeah, I don't want to jinx it.
So I'll share with you what my bracket looks like. So I'm gonna start with the Western Conference. Colorado, obviously, in their first round bye. However, Colorado will face the winner between the Portland and Minnesota. I'm saying that Colorado will face Portland. I selected Portland.
I agree with that.
Then after that is Sporting KC versus Vancouver, which I chose Vancouver to move on as a surprise.
Okay, I don't hate that, but Seattle, I do like Sporting KC in that one.
I do like Sporting KC as well, and I think Sporting KC can win it, but Vancouver could be a surprise, and I wouldn't mind me a surprise at this moment. Seattle versus Real Salt Lake City. Unfortunately, Seattle is just too much for Real Salt Lake to handle at this point. I think Seattle will move on to face against Vancouver. Then, as the conference finals arrives, I got Portland versus Seattle in the conference final in the Western Conference.
I could see that.
All right, heading over to the East. As I mentioned, my first pick is the New England Revolution to go against Atlanta. In the Nashville versus Orlando round, I got Orlando actually giving a surprise to Nashville.
I like Nashville at home over them.
I like Nashville too, but I think Orlando, having the experience of being in the playoffs, will find a way to push through. Philadelphia Union versus New York Red Bulls. The Union are really good in playoffs. They're experienced and they know what to do. I think the Union will move on. So coming down to the conference final in the East, it's going to be the New England Revolution versus the Philadelphia Union in that conference final.
I could see that.
Then for the MLS,
but then again, everybody thought the Union was going to last year and they didn't. So I'm going to tell you right now, don't be surprised if you see New England and Nashville in the conference final.
I wouldn't hate it. I really wouldn't hate it at all. The only thing that scare me is Nashville pretty good away as well. So
better at home.
They are, but they're pretty good away. They can do their damage. I got in the MLS Cup final for this year, the New England Revolution taking on the Seattle Sounders. My final prediction is 2-1 for New England. For the Western Conference total goals, I see the West scoring 4 in that conference final, and I see the East scoring 3.
Okay.
So those were my predictions for the MLS Cup playoffs. I strongly suggest going in there and give yourself your predictions going. However,
right a second.
With that said, we wish nothing but the absolute best for our homeboys, the New England Revolution. Looking forward for the playoffs to start. And I will tease this up. Be on the lookout because we might potentially have a very special guest that could bring things to tie the knot as we head into the playoff round for the New England Revolution. But with that said, Chris, any final thoughts?
No. Let's go Revs.
That's right. I agree with you. Let's go, Revs. So with that said, episode 60 wraps up right here, right now. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Until episode 61, Diego Galvez, Chris Jones. See you all very soon.